Hello, welcome to probably the first ever slightly early stream. Normally a few minutes late, a few minutes past 4. Today I'm a minute before 4. So make sure to look up and that the sky isn't falling. Because that may very well happen today. I may have broke one of the one of the laws in the universe. Not entirely sure, but it may have happened. Poster's got some blood on it. It must have happened during the murder. Okay, so that's not noteworthy evidence. I know one of the things noteworthy evidence is right there. I'm kind of ignoring it right now. Can't use BRB though? Alright, I'll do that. There's a fresh blood stain on the carpet. It must have been splattered with blood during the murder. There's a dumbbell on the floor and there's a blood stain. There's a blood stain on the dumbbell. Yeah. The medical file said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean this dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
That's right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. Why do I gotta work with him of all people? We don't do it! I never hate anyone enough to compromise shit like that, but... The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood. What's the meaning behind it? Bloodlust. Okay, there's gotta be other things here. Now look at her. Is her body giving clues? I can feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Shiro's dead body.
Very strange.
But the more I look, the more strange it all seems. This must be genocide, Jack's handiwork. Well, but...
What?
But we're still not sure he did it. Is that what you want to say? I wonder about that. And you're awfully fucking sure of yourself. Talk to someone I don't absolutely hate. She took her time examining Shiro's corpse, and she poked and prodded, going over every inch of the lifeless body. You're a very strange woman, you know, being able to touch a dead body for absolutely no trouble. Says the rich guy that's laughing about this whole thing. She seems to be concentrating pretty hard, it's like she can't even hear us. I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Shiro's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else than carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her here, but still.
Well.
I still think she came in her own by choice. Let me say that. She's been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the medical file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really be exercising that late?
Perhaps.
Hina or myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she probably avoided it then. Avoiding it? Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead she came to exercise in the middle of the night?
However...
Perhaps, but it's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did once start exercising, but specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have come here in the middle of the night to train in secret, but she also would have come with someone else. So it's a possibility, I think. Sakura's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Yep. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Shiro talk about it, right? I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here, but did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't all that strong. I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that stuff. The cause of Chihiro's complex? I can't help wondering what it might be. Mondo's account has been added to the Truth section here. Now I believe it's about time for us to move on. Huh? Already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. That's true, but...
Let's go.
If you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. He's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. Yeah, I know. I don't like him either. Now I'm here fully. Yeah, you're here fully! And look who's helping me solve the case this time! It's the asshole I hate most in this whole freaking game. Also, minigun turret. So this is our next location. Huh, this place is related to the investigation? Figure it out for yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? I don't see bullet holes, so machine gun turret never went off. I don't see shit. I don't see anything. There are a bunch of different pull-related items on itself, which have nothing to do with the case. Great. Look at the door itself. You already spent enough time checking the crime scene there. Plenty of other things left to check here. I don't see shit! What about the fact the machine gun turret minigun thing hasn't fucking fired yet? Maybe this gun was used too. No, impossible. If that were true, Hero would be riddled with holes. At least there would be a second body, and one of the two bodies would be riddled with motherfucking holes. There would be a body riddled with holes if that thing went off. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You could at least try and figure out where we should check out my health. I don't fucking know what to check. There's a freaking life thing over here. Taste donuts. Don't think it's really what happened to Shiro. Great. There's nothing here. There ain't jack fucking shit here. You're a delusional bastard. What about this room? Anything? That's not even the scene of the crime, idiot. Neither is this! There's nothing here! Surveillance camera. Even as Shiro was being murdered, I bet the master was just sitting there watching. They know what's happened. And they still forced us to go through with this. There's nothing... Scanner? If I remember this, card reader is meant to work with our handbooks, right?
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it out to Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands again.
Did you call for me?
He called for me. Jesus. Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
Sees that Mokoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's just about this card reader. Yes, the card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your Eden handbooks. You can only enter the locker room with corresponding the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for two people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct? If there was some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl, the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. I'm avoiding Monokomo's voice right now. And the school regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else their handbook, correct?
Of course!
Correct. So then, that means only girls can go in the girls' locker room, and only boys can go in the boys' locker room. Which, why I knew this from a while ago, it means only a girl could have killed Chiro and stuff him in there. In other words, Shiro's body had been found in the girls' locker room means, hey Mokoto, I can see right through you. See what through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Shiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So, in other words...
That's just the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right?
Such ignorance.
Good lord, you're simple. But am I wrong? You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you this entire time. Loaning your Eden handbook and the rest do is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. Oh, I would expect nothing less for the prodigal son of the noble Togami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations. Yeah, they have to steal it, which is probably going to be hard. Knowing you, I'd bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. You're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of a main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore, they're things.
Yep.
Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that's a loophole, but... In order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it, so... so sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. You like Bayakua and get your poop together? Really? Just say shit. Goddamn. I mean, fucking every other word out of Mondo's mouth is fuck, so I'm pretty sure you can get away with saying shit. Or else I'll change you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest of your damn self. I don't understand how borrowing and loan are two different fucking things in this situation. I could get maybe they can steal it? Like, maybe they can steal the thing. I don't fucking know. Well, I know you're unfortunately lacking in mental faculties, so I'll fill you in myself. Let's head to the main hall. The main hall. That's help you understand what's going on. Yeah, fine. But, so what are you looking for here? I'm gonna have to figure it out for myself. You're such an asshole. I see gun turrets. Hey, what the hell's that? It's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? Oh, shit. No, wait, there's 3 of them, but what are they doing here? So you finally found them. Oh, God, no. You mean to tell me the e-handbooks of the 3 dead people are still floating around? Oh, Jesus, this got more complicated. I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. Then these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka. And go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the ebooks. When I did... Oh, god damn. So, we can't use the handbooks of the living, but we can use the handbooks of the dead. We can use the handbooks of the fucking dead. Great. So what's the point of that rule? That's stupid. You're right, this is Sayaka's hand. Then again, that's what the bear would do. Now you understand, this is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. The dead can't loan you things. You pay close attention to regulations. I wouldn't say borrow either. Borrow's still not the right word. But okay. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. You mean stealing still, but okay. I see, yeah, now I understand. I mean holiday e-books. Jeez.
What?
Hold on a second. What's
Very
wrong?
strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. And the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs. Oh god, don't tell me you're gonna show it again! The cruel purpose which led to Leon's death. The execution of the mastermind had concocted a cruel, heartless death. I was gonna say, don't show that thing again. Pretty sure everyone's had enough of that one. You're right, it wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey, hey!
You're making me angry!
Hey, I can't...
No!
Hey, what? That e-handbook is essential to the student life here. Critical, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure. It's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with it. It wouldn't do crap. Oh, but even an amazing e-handbook does have a single weak point. It does.
I can't hear
It's
you!
a secret. I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think this handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokomo disappeared. What just happened? Monokomo said it's not broken, but it's undeniable fact it's not turning
That's
on.
fine.
I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Broken e-handbook has been added. Okay then, should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Shiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? What do you mean not quite? What do you mean we're not quite supposed to be figuring out who the fuck killed who? What in hell do you mean? What do you mean by that? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Shiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Oh, for the love of God. You don't even know if this is really Genocide Jack, you fucking retarded person. Then you really think, you truly believe Genocide Jack's the one that killed Shiro?
Don't make me repeat
Absolutely,
myself.
I have no doubt that Genocide Jack's the culprit in this case. What the fuck makes you so sure? I'd love to know. The murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. Yeah, it's called anyone else pretending to be Genocide Jack. They're called copycat murderers or copycat serial killers. It's an actual thing that's happened in real life. God. There's nobody else it could be, except the copycat. Murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. Copycats, they're like a ghost attacking suddenly then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. Great. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could be one of us really be a demented psychotic killer like that? Well, I can think of one person who's both demented and psychotic. I don't entirely know about killer yet, but I know of one that's demented and psychotic. You're not wrong, no wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Show me!
Don't.
Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence
It's
you
all
need.
clear
Evidence
now.
that Genocide Jack's the one that killed Shiro. Hey, you two! Big trouble, need your help!
I don't have time to
We're
play
busy,
with.
leave us alone.
I
But it's an
mean-
emergency! Emergency, come on, please, you gotta help me! Oh no! Toko's going curling rampage!
Please!
Serious emergency, please, you gotta help me. Just calm
Yes,
down, okay?
I mean-
But it's an emergency! Then slow the fuck down and tell me what's going on. An emergency. What happened?
Well,
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Something's been wrong with Toko. Well, I mean, she's acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Toko?
Very
Since
strange.
it's Toko, I must admit, I'm intrigued. You're intrigued? Great. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat
Don't make me
myself.
repeat fuck you, man. I fucking hate you and your guts. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry. Wait.
Let's go.
For us, Tina. Looks like she headed to the door into Toko's room, most likely. Right. Off to Toko's room. Alright, you're too slow. I think you're just too fast. So what's the emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in the room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back and checked on her, you know, she was doing, but when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out. She kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We just tried talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Well, time to die a horrible, horrible death. I may as well give it a shot. Door swung open and slowly and silently. Holy crap. Negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing the gasp out of me.
what?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control.
See, this is lending credence to my you have a split personality thing going on in your head. Just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time when it rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer, to drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. When she saw the blood, she went all weird and went like, "Ooh, is that blood?" And she was all really giddy and happy and weird. I think she might have a split personality. Maybe. I was afraid to leave her there alone, so I tried to bust down her door, but it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Toko? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Hiro? That or she is said Genocide Jack. Maybe. Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Rich boy! Open door! You think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean?
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Oh, you gotta talk to her? Well, I guess you can be nice when you want to. He's not nice! He just wants to figure this shit out! Still in the door, not make this sound, and press the doorbell. A few moments.
what do you want?
Leave me alone, you're so annoying. Oh, Pegula! I'm gonna call you that from now on, 'cause that just makes me laugh.
Byakuya.
Nope, it's Bacula now. Sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. This is Bacula. We're gonna call him Bacula from now fucking on. Oh, I love that name for him. And I hope it pisses him off if that door slams shut. Even Bacula couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. Hey, Bacula, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise.
What?
I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure.
Stop
If I
talking.
say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well, then, let's go. Whatever you say, Bacula. Bacula! Wait! And I hurried to catch up. I tried talking several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought a stop in front of a certain classroom. Was that the one she kept going into, the library? Come on, let's go in. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat
Don't
myself.
say it again. All you said is go to the library. Hey, where's the computer? Where's the computer? It's gone. There's no clues there. We need to check everywhere. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm wondering. No clues there. Great. They're gonna fucking click on shit until shitlord over there is happy. Oh, is that the thing they didn't want me to go into before? If I remember, on the other side of this door is the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense once you're inside. Man, in here's a fucking mess. Whoa, there's so many books and files, and so much dust, too.
So, in other
I would
words...
say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Whoa. Nothing sticks out, so let's rifle through shit. It's a wooden box, it's empty. Although it doesn't, but it smudges the dust, looks like there's something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful in the library. Extension cord, huh? There's so many file stuff on the shelves. What's all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous. They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? Members of the what? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. Yeah, Becky, let's shut the hell up. If they're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? Yes, fucking... Whatever, Bacula. Ooh, what was that? No, that's just Bacula. No, don't use the rat's ass about Bacula. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept in the National Library. It won't be disclassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Make a sound or turn the file to the shelf. Ah, I don't like Bacula. I also... Oh, over here's the thing. It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, the same one I saw Bacula losing in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. I got a problem with you saying anything, Mr. Bacula. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover the value for yourself. I don't fucking see anything else, other than behind you is a shelf as well. So we stand in front of a ton of thick file stuff in the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. Any kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Careful, huh? What do you mean? All those files are investigation reports related to different cold cases. They're internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you expect to leak. Yeah, sure. That's why they're here, in this school. So you finally begin to understand the true splendor of this library. The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police record, things no ordinary person would ever see. Is it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. You do the same damn thing, Bacula! Well, it's not that, it's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but, I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? Suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields, or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. Nah, I don't like you, Bacula. It's no use, I can't keep up with all this, it's just too unreal. What's wrong, you still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usually? Normal? Ordinary? Simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. Normal, ordinary, and simple things do exist somewhere in the real world. For instance, if you push a button, it can go click. Some buttons, all they do go click, and that's all they do. If you don't understand what you actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. Ah, fuck, you're an idiot. Bacula. You put too much thought in this. You don't pull punches, do you? Besides, what do you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? What makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? I don't think my common sense applies to you at all. I actually kind of think you lack it. Bacula. The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other
I already
words...
told you there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. Yeah, and I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. Unless you wind up dead! Bacula. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world, backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I can review whatever documents or materials that interest me. This is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. It's beyond believing, or not believing. Bacula is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interests me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. You think you control the world when a mastermind manages to kidnap your rich ass? Ha! That's funny. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It was excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. Among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Bacula grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases have been compiled in here. Fucker, I'm a white man that's proud of it. My ancestors stretched back generations, forcing their common sense on others for their You break like those before. Okay, we have clutch files, progress, and the crime books, detailed photos. Fucker, where's the point? I need world's Really? Really new? That's what you want in all this? Because there's so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. First characteristic is that every crime see the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. Second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. Exactly the same what happened to Shiro, which could possibly still be a copycat murderer, but, you know, whatever. Save your surprise, the best part's yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victim's suspended are, the only ones who know about that particular fact are members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim. Sure, that never got leaked. Now, if you recall, Shiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could a killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So, in other
the culprit
words...
isn't a copycat killer, it's the real Genocide Jack. Or it's you, because you know about it.
In other words...
That's right, there's evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. You're assuming it's a he! Then Genocide Jack is really such a brutal, fiendish killer is really walking around among us? Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? Never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just imagine to ferret out a clue.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. I'm about to fucking punch you. Can you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Yeah, I'm not gonna beg, because you're a jackass. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Ryuka handed me the file and I flipped through it with tense and nervous fingers. Suddenly my hand stopped. Every sprays were photos from the scene of each crime have all been collected. They were mounted with scissors. I don't see those kind of scissors. Genocide Jack victims written on several pages. Yeah, but Kin Harada 32, Tetsuo Hondo 17, Sojo Gaku 23, Keno, I have no idea, 40, Takeshi Yoshida 30, Taro Gono, a whole bunch of other names. But one thing became clear as I read. All the Kuro's countless victims were killed and suspended exactly the same way. And at the scene of each very murder, the word bloodlust was lived in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. timeline results, all the crimes took place either on weekdays, at night, or during holidays. Either day or night. How is that interesting? That all the crimes took place at random! No, wait a minute. On weekdays. So never happened on a weekend at once? Not even once. The most common time for killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they didn't leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there's any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
So, in other words...
So, yeah, it might very well be Toko. The point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. See, I figured... See, I'm pretty sure it's Toko now. Split personality, like kind of thing you see on TV. Some part of a totally unbelievable story, but this one's more unbelievable than anything else up till now? Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind's gone numb. Yeah, great. So we notice...
Let's go.
That still leaves Toko as the most likely person. Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Oh, wait! Bacula! Wait! Damn, as usual, Bacula turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. You're really starting to piss me off, Bacula. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of for the class trial, huh? Does it all sound like
I
that?
don't have time to play
Going
with
off
you.
of your annoying misappropriations. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? I'm kind of glad we're not. Take some months for yourself to do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. Yeah. Like that, he was gone. Just quickly asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I feel like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Shiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us? But who is it? I have to find out no matter what it takes. And to do that, or somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. Let's check the boys' locker room too, and the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. They found out everything I can. I do not like Gen. Ding ding ding! Fumi discovered evidence revealing the identity of the
I
culprit.
feel as
There's
if...
stout increase for me. Evidence? What'd you find? I cannot reveal that just yet, but I guarantee that
sure
I
of
will
it.
feel the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Lunenburg said she witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What does she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What the fuck? Going around you, Tubby. Poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Stain. That's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet has been added. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation? Generally speaking.
However,
I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is
well,
it? Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Shiro's body one more time thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts. That's all. Be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. Guess I'll take another look at the body then. If Shiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Shiro's e-handbook has been added to the truth section of the bullets. Kyoko says she should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Shiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope is used to prop her up the kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? It's a construction cord. Wait, so then this isn't rope at all? The more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Shiro's fatal injury was below the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's one issue for her being suspended in the fatal blow. First, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. We've seen them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file. Something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Alright. See, it's not exactly... So... It might be Bacula. Okay, so... I'm pretty sure it's either Bacula or Toko. Although things are lining more towards Bacula? Because it doesn't match enough right with Genocide Jack stuff. One thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Shiro, and to figure out if there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, I hope to look at Genocide Jack case file one more time, too. You guys figure out anything else?
Damn.
Shiro's presence was here especially weak, her body and her soul.
No forgiveness!
To target such a helpless being is unforgivable. What a wretched beast could do such a thing? I can't forgive this. Well, if you find Genocide Jack who got the murderer first, I'm pretty sure they're gonna wind up dead. Dude had a real... Oh. Okay. Anything in the pool? Okay. So again. There's a little more I need to check. What the fuck is that? Well, I imagine that's where her head hit the ground. It's only been caused by Shiro's murderer. Bloodstain double on the floor. Smoke fuss. Yep. Hidden murder weapon. Alright, this thing. The bloodstained poster, the blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. Girls' locker room doesn't seem that kind of place you'd find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. The boys' locker room is a poster of a popular boy band. The girls' locker room is a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. But the posters have been switched? But if they were, what reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. Alright. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right,
Of course.
Sakura? I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However...
But there is something that's bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee. In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. Stain? We're getting into the weirdo shit now! But I don't see anything staying on the carpet now.
Of course.
Exactly, I noticed it earlier. The stain has appeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it usually unclean? Because there's never a stain here to begin with? Okay. So... there should be a blood trail. Even a faint one. Out of the way! Is there blood on the wall anywhere here? Yeah. The posters have been switched, but if they were, what reason would anyone have? Okay, I think she might have... Could she have been? That'd be weird. I didn't mean to come in here. It's actually an accident to come in here. I forgot that the door leads out here. So someone switched these around. She could have been killed in the boys' bathroom then. In the boys' locker room then. Yeah, they were definitely swapped at this point. I need to go find Hina. I'll go into the library and the archive, I guess. Since I'm up here, I'll do that first, and then I'll go down. There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not. Suggest case file. I know it's around here somewhere. Oh, it's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would have done something like that, anyone but Bacula. I think Bacula, you might have done this. Would make more sense why you start dragging me around everywhere. There's a police sign over there I want to look at. Oh, the lamp won't turn on. Oh, see, it's not plugged in. The lamp's cord is not long enough to reach the outlet from here. The last time I saw it was definitely on, and it's definitely right here. Oh, that's right, Becca was using the extension cord. There's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... I want to look at this other one real quick. This lamp. I could grab that one thing from over here and put over there. So it's dark over there. Okay. So we need to find Bacula again. I looked at the lamp in the archive room. Okay, so we gotta talk to Celeste. What else do we need to do? Celeste and Hina and Bacula. Who knows? Maybe Taka found something by now. He's definitely here. Hero's in the main hall. Says he's right here. Could he really be in here? Okay, I'm a bit weirded out. Taka's supposedly somewhere around the way up the floor, but I don't see him anywhere. Okay, you should go over here, even though it's not...
How
okay,
unfortunate.
Twists are embarrassing secrets after all. Damn it, I'm sorry, Shiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. Well, you're useless. I'm gonna talk to fucking everyone.
Huh?
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
What's up? I haven't been up to anything myself, that's for sure. Definitely haven't looked inside the mailbox. So you have. There's a mailbox here. Inside, a Junko Leon Saka's e-handbooks. Looks handbooks of any dead students or questions. The rules say Learning e-handbook. Yep. Lin. Most looks like Leon's handbook used to turn on, but according to Monokomo, it shouldn't be broken. It's really unrelated to the case. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's related to the case. Also, Hero, you're a fucking liar. Anyways. You're in the dining hall, you're there. Bacula's nowhere to be found. Great. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before, she won't come out. She just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack, so I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimming and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah!
Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course! What? There's two things I'm sure God created, outer space and donuts. Really? I wish Shiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret.
Aww.
Oh, I should have tried to spend more time. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did spend time with? She spent time with. Yeah, she's a little bit strange. She didn't really hang out with any other girls much. It looks like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Shiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true, and it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? I have no idea. Oh wait, maybe she's used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? What? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Always count, yep. Okay. Not the question I meant to ask you. But okay. I didn't get asked the question I wanted. You know what? Just to make sure, I better ask again and see if you know anything about the posters. You know nothing about the posters?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, you're useless. I want to ask you about the poster! Just to confirm myself here. That way I can't be called a liar later. Alright, moving in. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It's absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something? Very well, I'll tell you, and only you. Last night, I saw her here. Shiro was in the warehouse. What, really?
Indeed.
That was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry, and it was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes,
I assumed
indeed.
she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. She hadn't broken our rule. None of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Man, I don't much care for you either. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there's no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste says she saw Shiro carrying, which would mean Killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Celeste's account has been added to the True Bullet section of your handbook. No! Not yet! I just thought about checking the trash room! Damn!
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
In the crash trial, or it's about to begin. The red door is right through here. So is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is... really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding. I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Just like that, he said a few minutes later, you appear dragging Toko behind him. Yeah. told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! Woo. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Shiro. Shiro. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here.
Hey, come
Fucking
on.
Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? Give you plenty to work with. Show us how far you logic can go. Do I have to click on the elevator? Yep, there we go. No choice, right? You have to do
It's
this.
true.
Yes. You get a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walk toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I can feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. So, first search near Toko or Becula. Steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. Although, no, you might be right about that. It is entirely possible. As we went deeper down these, my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally... Unless she was borrowing... Oh, but what if Shiro was borrowing Leon's handbook thing? It came to a sudden stop. What do you think? Redecorate. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good, you're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get... I can't do the voice anymore.
chills,
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. Already, a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Are you really doing this again? A deadly class trial. How many times you gonna say the fucking deadly 50,000 times over? Every motherfucking time we have a class trial. Because if so, that's really gonna get fucking annoying. I said my 2 cents. Increase the speed of memorizing the statement. Effective during the non-stop debate. Cost 2. Yep. I need to hang out with more people to get more skills, I think. Let's go over everything. Okay, we got that Sakura's account. Not sure when to get stronger, decline every series from Sakura and Aoi, and may have used the locker room at night to avoid them. Despite this, Shiro stated that she desired to help with her efforts. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. The dumbbell found on the floor of the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Shiro told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assumed due to her inferiority complex but being weak. She admired strength more than anything else. You need a male student handbook and girls... What if the supposed broken e-handbook I have is actually Shiro's and Leon's is somewhere else? 2 people enter at the same time. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation of school regulations. Okay, I think I remember everything. Let's get this on.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, you have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Locker room done well. I kind of regret not upping the difficulty on the logic part, now that I know what that means.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong! Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime?
it may not be broke. I'm pretty sure earlier, only each student can access their own handbook and get into it when they're alive. So that might be why we can't access the handbook, is because Shiro's death trial is not over yet. Which the other three's been dead for a while. So someone may have accidentally dumped the wrong one off. You agree that, yeah.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yeah.
Yay! That's so creepy!
Kinda have to look at the wound itself.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear. What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. Lies! Lies and slander! That fiendish serial killer, did he really kill Chihiro? New element has been added to non-stop. Oh my god, not another one! This debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Oh, sweet Jesus. But there's a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, boy! Oh, but if your action difficult, set the gentle white... Well, it's not set the gentle. I'm really sad about not setting it to mean, because I can only have... Because having the multiple truth bullets would have made this more interesting, but I didn't know anything about that part. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well, I don't have it set to gentle, I had it set in the middle, which I'm pretty sure was kind, so I gotta deal with white noise. Well then, good luck and have fun. How do I switch to my silencer, actually? Inside Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it.
That's
Case
not white
closed,
noise!
as far as I'm concerned.
That's purple noise!
Impossible!
Look at that purple noise!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Purple noise!
I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
I'm not so entirely sure it is Genocide Jack. I think Bianca showed me in the archive. One look at that and anyone would be convinced. So this works, Genocide Jack. Yeah,
the culprit
but...
is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong! I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Well, with 2 arms, there's actually quite a few people that could lift a dumbbell at least long enough to hit someone over the head with it.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kinda weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
You really saw boob lust?
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec.
I'm not entirely sure it's Toko anymore.
Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
It's not as afraid of blood, it's a trigger.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It wouldn't have been easy if she wasn't entirely aware of it happening. Hangman's Gambit. I don't remember the exact word. Split personality, but what's the other word? Some kind of psychosis. Skits? No. Skits? Really? Schizo. Is that all I need? Is there an O?
Now I understand.
I guess I didn't need the whole thing. I just need the
Is
schizo
it
part
because
first.
Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One that says Toko would have a split personality has to do with her behavior.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit in the head real hard when she fainted. The world is a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. She sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll just drive out the killer and drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah, you know, the fact it's this early in the trial is actually making me lean towards Bacula.
How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, Just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Alright, I'm with you, Neil. I think she's Genocide Jack, but I don't think she's the one that killed Shuro. This is far too early in this trial thing. And there's other things about the case that didn't quite add up.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm gonna keep our promise. Don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
I go across the courtroom in the next second.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Does that mean there's been 16 students this whole time?
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you! I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
Another thing, please.
I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
But Dracula knew every single detail, and even then, it doesn't quite match up. There's things wrong.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
No, but I do.
I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Status of the dead body does not match up with the case file perfectly.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you...
I need help, real quick. I need to go down. I need to remember... Press the Y... Okay, so Y is the truth bullet button. And silencer's A. Okay.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, let's focus on main Shiro's body. Okay. First I know what it is.
Sorry, but
You say that, but
perhaps if you had an... Oh, an alibi.
when you compare your
The modus operandi
matches completely.
No, that's wrong! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
I know why you keep thinking you want someone on the yellow junction, but I'm seeing it too.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
You only kill guys!
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Holy molar god!
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
'Cause you've never killed a single girl, and the whole case was full of guys. Not a single chick.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all... guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
In this particular case, yes.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on, there's one person! One person! And he is a jackass! It's you, Bacula!
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all? Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? See, nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
We didn't know the doors were unlocked
Go
until
ahead.
after we
Share
tried
with
the door.
the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction with what Braga just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. New elements are added to the— Oh, fucking hell! Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot at once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback footage as many times as you want. If you don't see them to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use it to make your case. When it's the best time to flashback, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright! I know exactly why. Number one, you had no idea the doors were unlocked. Oh no, shit, that one's not gonna work.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we check that there was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay. Hearing Braga's comment about Chihiro's being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction there. Alright. Now I know I'm trying to get to that one.
But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before
Where do I
we
use
found
it,
the
though?
body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to...
That's a natural...
The victim
was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
Okay, so there's only one other one. Oh, I was confused! I didn't...
So,
really...
you said but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural reaction...
The victim was Chihiro, who was... So of course I was... There was no
Alright, so
time.
let's
What's so
choice
strange?
I just think it's weird. I don't... I guess I use it with the body one?
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
But there's only the 2 weak points!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of
Maybe I
weird.
gotta copy that
but
one.
he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim
was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong!
Figured it out.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than... What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is.
There is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Between the case and the other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Okay. What do we got for a truth bullet? Library desk lamp. Cord?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Please explain it.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, I use my and I use those same scissors.
But, Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that
rope before in my life.
Booyah, bitch!
Wrong.
BRB. I hope you get back soon.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. Totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Who did a crime scene, Byakuya, who had been so confident up till now? Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Yeah, Mr. Mercer took place somewhere else. If there's something that switched between the boys' girls' locker room.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
The answer to this
But
one.
Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could she really have gone into the boys' locker room somehow? Yes! Broken e-handbook. No, that's entirely what I want.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She
That's
was
wrong.
the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Actually,
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have
She must have hacked her e-hand. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing. Huh? I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong! No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before you even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold, and we had headed up to Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, wait!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Put her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Her eyes were wide and staring widely at Shiro's life form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is...
Oh man, knew it's right.
Is what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
come back just long enough to see that part? Really? Wow!
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Which means she would have been in the boys' locker room.
I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
So I never even crossed my
And
mind.
because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Sweat drop! You have sweat drops! You have 2 of them! Fucking 2 of them!
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Because it would have been more believable to be in the girls' locker room.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
So who the
Mark it as correct?
did it?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
This is getting really interesting. Man, part of me is... whoever made this game, really good fucking job at making how these things go down. Because, holy shit.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I got it!
So now we're on to the How to Be a Guy, because Leon's handbook's not working, so it never would have been open.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much, enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Chihiro's jacket really has some clue about the killer. Somehow it's really hard to believe. I have no idea what we're doing, but let's get right into it. I am so fucking lost. I'm actually really liking that I'm lost. Why is CL's account there again? I have to copy a word.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yes.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro...
He was on his way, so next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what you're saying? The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as... My tracksuit is black!
I don't even... 'Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to...
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
know!
What he just said without even realizing it?
No way, not a chance. At the end. Alright, have an idea.
First of all, he was on
Mondo,
his way,
did you
so
say
next
something?
week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing my tracksuit.
I don't... 'Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
No way. Not a chance.
Mondo.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
But what do I use? Holy shit.
First of all, we know he was on his way to go... So next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one the...
So, the killer was wearing the same... My tracksuit.
I don't even... 'Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us...
No
I
way.
missed.
Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
No! I have no fucking idea!
First of all,
I've never
he
been more
was on
lost
his
in my
way, so
fucking
next
life.
week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one the...
So, the killer was wearing my tracksuit.
I don't... 'Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us...
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he...
First of all, we know where he was on his way to go... So next week, why did he choose...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one the...
So, what the killer was wearing the same...
My tracksuit is black.
Nope!
Shoot!
I don't know! I have no fucking idea!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, the killer was wearing my tracksuit.
I don't... 'Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us...
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him,
I am
right?
running out of fucking time! Can't keep doing this!
First of all, we know he was on his way to go... So next we have... Why did he choose...
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what the killer was wearing the same blue
Tracksuit as him?
My tracksuit is...
I don't even... 'Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Damn it!
Shoot!
I don't fucking know! I don't know. I don't know. Do I need to use Celeste to count? Oh, fucking no! I'm lost! I have no idea! There's a clue somewhere in this fucking mess, but I have no idea what it is. I'm running out of time, and I'm running out of fucking chances.
We know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit
I don't know
as him?
anymore. I guess.
No, that's wrong!
There we go, I figured it out, apparently.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
What? What? When the fuck were you reading anything? I've never said anything like that. Yeah, I know, but you think a tracksuit meant for people who can exercise can fit on someone that fucking fat? Look at him! 3 of the main character can fit in his fatness. I know last time you got wet.
She never said anything about the jacket's color, so why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony...
Man, I didn't see Mondo doing it. Huh. She stepped check into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Because you are one?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Ground? It must belong to...
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Unless...
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
The only two people in the sauna for that long were...
that layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Whoa! One who took all their clothes into the sauna. Mondo?
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Okay, we got 3. Alright, 3 does pop up every now and then. Shiro's e-handbook card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto—
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Man, it's really going overtime. Can't be much more to this,
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook
is actually broken,
Shiro's handbook, broken e-book,
then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
No, that's wrong! Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Mondo works out. Man, I'm not entirely sure about this. Time to go!
Here's exactly what happened! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
What? Yes, I guess.
The killer is you! With bag in hand, she made her way, but how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him.
Okay, so it was the first one? I thought it wanted the bloody one for the thing to be used as a murder weapon. Okay.
The killer is you!
I thought it would have went the blood-spattered one, but apparently it
Once
wanted
inside,
the one lifting
he
it.
met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
We're a little fast.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Hey, I got through it!
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Bro! What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Damn. It was Mondo.
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Hiro Fujisaki was Mondo Wada. Damn.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not ununanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ismara. You need to be more careful. Refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
It looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so let me explain on his behalf.
Actually...
Instead of the murder this time, it's a sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome this weakness. On the contrary, he tried— I can't do it. He tried to hide and bury himself further into that weakness. To take on that fragile form of petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. Weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun, there at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then, that lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's and Barrington's secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around it would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really talk about it right now, but... Well, things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. If I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to
I'm going
change.
to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so... That day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. But then the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
Was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Mancho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help. Him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, you obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while you're on the subject, why don't tell you? That's embarrassing memory, the secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Whoa. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Awada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, never won in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created his gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All that I do is make the gang look bad. Every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I just...
I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me!
Don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into an oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. "My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry." Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. "Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me, put together. It's a promise between men." He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger, under the banner of the kids who bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened, Mondo's lie to become the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game begun, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokomo announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. And at that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. Everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokomo had on me, my head flipped with all kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before.
I just...
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself to a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Shiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden? Huh? 'Cause I mean, you kept this secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I feel like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokomo might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am a man, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I feel like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Damn
Why did you
you
have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I
No,
just
I
wanted
just
to...
really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a
Stronger
bitch.
than Daya. And then whack. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey. I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness that, like that, lived in a heart like his, and turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Man, this episode's running a little long, but I don't want to end it in the middle of it. I'll dislike him for a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. Couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He didn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. It is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because the time for punishment is fast approaching. But punishing?
You kidding me?
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Ramondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
That's fucked up. Let death in your soul forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother, another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Like the stat screens invade our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. He, of course, had to do. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. But
What is this?
Bagula? You're completely insane, you know that? A game, one of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except
However,
that. I just don't understand why. Why do you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't obvious, because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule, too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be
Well,
done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room. Was just when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo come to the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed, but if it had been at the end of it, how boring would that have been? So you mean you... Oh, Jesus, you have a will to survive of your own? You risk your own damn... Jesus. I mean, what a waste of time that the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But...
Damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Bacula turned and looked at me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
Something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
I'm up next.
You.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean.
Damn it!
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as a victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
In the noble son of a noble family, truly you understand me. Ooh, I think it's starved with terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up, I will never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this, after I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
Togon family, for which victory is foregone conclusion.
You're getting all
Oh, so
riled
cool. It's
up!
like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mom for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Ooh, the temper sounds like someone needs a nap. Mondo did it, by the way. Man, I didn't know it was gonna go on this long. Holy shit. Investigation days might go longer than normal. Cause it's like 6:41. Oh wait, you didn't miss his punishment? Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Shiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Jesus.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask
As
you.
long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student I met.
My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied, because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Okay. One of the students is in on this. Only 10 left. No, Mondo, the biker dude. Biker dude's dead.
I know I shouldn't cry.
Yeah, can I save it? We'll save it right here and pick up there afterwards. Or not. Shall I stop here, or at least get this little part over with? Stop there? That's what I thought. I'll save it again because I'm paranoid as all hell. And we'll pick up on this Monday. But damn, shit's getting interesting. It's already 44 minutes over. This episode went really long today. I didn't mean to go that long, but it was kind of in the middle of the fucking thing when... went over. So there it is. So, goodbye and see you all next time.